Hey there. I am jumping on really quick. It's Laura here in NewsNation in the studio. I thought I would go live and see if anybody was out there and if you might have any questions for me, because I'm getting ready to do the 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern hour of my show. And on Sundays, we now have a kind of a split shift. We do 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then it's the Hill and Batya, and then we jump back on from 12 to 1. And of course, our top story continues to be the Nancy Guthrie investigation. So here I am at the anchor desk. You can see here behind me, showing you around. We've got a couple of different cameras that we start with. On one, we go to two. That gives you the big wide shot of the big wall here behind me. And this oftentimes will change images. So we might have a big map, or we might have a big scene that we show you behind here, and the lights change as we move along. So I was just wondering if you might have any questions, because I have got some really good guests coming up. I just posted on my LinkedIn and on my socials that we have the best booking team here on our show for NewsNation Live. And we had Susan Constantine on in the 9 a.m. hour. She's a body language expert, and she talked to us about what she has noticed in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, specifically what she has noticed about that doorbell video that we've all seen, and also about some of the activities we saw with that SWAT situation over on Friday night that Brian Enton was at, which was incredible. Shout out to Brian Enton all over the place, because that was really amazing reporting. So we're going to check in with Jessica Cartalia at the top of the hour, and she is, of course, still in front of Nancy Guthrie's home, and she's going to give us the latest. And while I was just texting with her, as reporters do, we all text each other in between commercial breaks and live shots just to see what's up. And I was asking her if she could, I don't know if she has the view to do it, but she's going to try and pinch and zoom with her camera, or with her cameraman's camera, to see. I'm so curious to know if on that porch, remember when the white tent was set up and we saw the investigators go in with the height chart thing? Well, I'm wondering if did they clean up the blood? Did they take that foliage? Did they take the flowers? Did they seal them away? And now we don't know what happened behind the tent, but now that everything's gone, I asked her to zoom in to see if she can notice any changes. We'll see if she's able to do that. It's raining there in Tucson, unfortunately, so they're dealing with some weather complications right now for live shots. Well, not complications, but you know, the search is ongoing in the rain. And then I'm going to talk with a retired Navy SEAL and former hostage negotiator, Dan O'Shea. He's coming up right after Jessica, so that's going to be phenomenal, because we want to know how this is going to go if we do get to a hostage situation. I know, but listen, it's possible, and we want to hear how this is going to go down if we get there. So Dan O'Shea is going to be here. Denise Gitsham, of course, we usually talk to her on Sundays, and she's going to weigh in from California. I think she's in California. Sometimes she's in D.C. We're going to talk politics with her. And then one of our other favorite guests, Jonathan Gilliam, he is a former FBI and retired Navy SEAL. So we're going to talk to him about what he thinks about the boots on the ground operation with the Nancy Guthrie investigation. There's been so much you guys have seen that I've been posting. I'm trying to get better about putting some of my conversations with retired and current law enforcement, crime scene investigators. Cheryl McCollum was on my show yesterday. She was phenomenal, talking about the blood on the steps. And I did another interview with her that I posted, and also with Joe Jackalone, another favorite, retired NYPD Sarge. So I just want to say hello to those who are here. All right. Well, thank you very much. Yes, they did, I think, trial and hair. They took the hardware from the Nest camera. Looks like it, right? I mean, that's what I had on a tech guy yesterday, a tech expert yesterday, who said that he thinks that with the Nest camera that was pulled off of the front door, and of course the FBI, as we know, has been able to get some of that footage, but he thinks that there's a chance that it might have still been recording after it was grabbed, maybe turned off, maybe even smashed. It might have still been recording. And was there audio? Is there audio? I didn't hear a lot of audio in what has been shown so far, but he thought even if it was damaged and smashed and thrown in a bag, maybe it was still rolling. Maybe there's some way to hear what happened. Maybe we'll hear somebody's voice. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but that's something that we're all hopeful for, is more information as we move forward. I mean, can you believe we're going into the third week of this? It's devastating. I was just talking to one of my best friends in California, and we were talking about the interest that her family is seeing, and people of, that are older that are watching this and that are praying for Nancy. And so many people are touched by this. I've got to get to the New York Times article. There's apparently a good article today that I need to read, that, she's everybody's mom. I think that that's why there's so much interest in this, that we're all rooting for a good outcome. And we just got to do everything we can to keep the story front and center, so that people can see that image, and that people can possibly look at that person that's in the ski mask and in that jacket with the backpack and see if there's anything that is familiar. And I was saying to Susan Constantine, who I had on in the 9, who's the body language expert, I'm going to post her video on all of my socials, so you can look for that. It was a really interesting interview. And she was, as we were talking, I said, I've heard about the billboards that have gone up around the area with Nancy Guthrie's picture, and super important. Of course, we need to keep that out there, but they should do billboards too of the suspect, like just in case somebody hasn't seen coverage of this. What about putting pictures of that guy, of that face, of the eyes, and making it super big on the freeways and all of that? So just an idea. I'm just throwing it out there for my 2 cents. So I want to see who else is here. I can't see anything without my glasses. So let's see. We've got a question I have is, was the blue door left open or just unlocked? Or was the back door that they referred to as the slider door? I'll ask. I will ask. Edward, what do you mean? There is a picture. A picture of what? Tell me what you mean by that, and I'll ask. I've got great experts coming on, so if you have a question for them that I can throw to them, feel free to drop it here in the comments, and I will pass it along as we move through the hour. So again, I'm going to be coming up from 12 to 1 o'clock and talking with, I'll also be talking with Adam Smith, and we're going to have Alicia Nieves, who's over there working really hard. Should I show you her? She's working on the iPad over there. And that's Jonathan, our producer. She's saying hi. She's having coffee. I know. Yeah, no, I'm doing a live just to keep things interesting. What are you going to be reporting on? You're on Obama, right?
3 different stories today, but comments that President Obama, for your hour, has recently made, kind of uncharacteristically, he hasn't usually talked about past administrations or even current ones, and he made some pretty direct comments to the Trump administration about what he sees is going on.
Okay. Very good. What time is your hit so people can see? These are the things we talk about. 12:15 Eastern. Alicia Nieves, she's working on her report right now. So now you have behind the scenes. You can see how hard she's working with her producer, Jonathan. That's the control room. That is not AI. That is not fake. That is a real control room in action as we speak. And what else? What else do we have? Ooh, is that? You know what? I think that I just got a file from the photog in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. Is that what that was? Let me see. I just got a message because I'd asked Jessica to zoom into the front porch to see if we can see if that stuff. Nick got stills. It's hard to tell. He sent to you. Okay, great. So I asked Jessica and her photog to zoom in, producer, to zoom into the front of Nancy Guthrie's home to see if we can see if there's any changes, because we just keep looking at that same video of the blood droplets and the little bit of foliage and the ripped off doorbell camera. So maybe we'll get to talk about that here at the top of the hour. If not, I'll share it as well here. So let me see if I can't see anything, so I have to put these on, sorry. Of the person in a ski mask. Yeah, exactly, right? Don't you think? I think that billboards are a good idea. I think that they should put the pictures of the suspect on billboards. If they're going to do the billboards, if they're going there, which they are all over the place, not just in the Tucson area, but in a couple of different jurisdictions, maybe put up the picture of Nancy and split it and then put up a picture of that suspect. I mean, maybe it's already happening, but as far as I've seen so far, it's just images of Nancy Guthrie, which are important, and we need to keep those images out there because, I mean, she could be, just like any other kidnapping that we've covered. I mean, think about Elizabeth Smart going into a store and, somebody might recognize Nancy Guthrie. So we hope that something like that is the case. But the pictures of the suspect, I think, are super important because, you know what, I don't know if this has happened to any of you guys. Have you told people, there was somebody that I was talking to the other day and I said, the Nancy Guthrie case. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, you don't know. And not everybody watches TV. It's true. Not everybody is following the news. A lot of people don't like to follow every minute of the news. So that's why it's so important to keep going and to keep refreshing this every hour, every minute. And of course, we have the excellent reporting of Jessica Cartalia, Brian Enton, and now we've got Marnie Hughes on the ground in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know if you saw her on last night. She was on our special on NewsNation. And so she's going to actually be doing her show. And she, of course, is the front of the Missing series that we have here at NewsNation. So she's on the ground in Tucson, and she has been talking with people, and she is going to do her show tomorrow from Tucson. So that's going to be really, really interesting. I am dipping out tomorrow, and I don't want to exactly say where I'm going. I'm going away. Not too far away, but I'm going to be traveling, and I hope to show you something tomorrow. So I'll put it on all my socials. I'll put it here on the YouTube channel. But I'm hoping to bring you something unique in the next few days. That's not in Tucson. I'll just leave it there. So I hope you'll come back to find out what that is. Thank you very much, Alan, and thank you very much, Gino, and. We're just going to move through this. So hello to everybody who is here. I'm going to jump off because I've got to get my mic on, but let me I'll take you around a little bit here. But I appreciate you following and subscribing and liking and listening to the videos that I've been putting up here, because I'm going to be working on getting more law enforcement on the channel as well. So again, it is NewsNation Live. NewsNation Live, 12 to 1 o'clock Eastern. So I will see you on your TV. I will see you on your screens. If you don't have the app, you should download it. It's great. I love to watch NewsNation on the go. It's not just a commercial. I really do watch it when I'm on the go. I'm going to watch it at the airport, and I will see you on TV, okay? And join me, follow me, and I will see you for more. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave them, and I will get to them as well and as I can. Bye, guys.